Hello YouTubers, it's Championdjk coming at you again with another weekly episode, and it was a pretty good week of Diecast this week, especially at Walmart. So if you don't know already, Walmart is doing resets. Most of them are doing resets in their aisles, and they're revamping the Diecast aisle as part of that, obviously. And a bunch of stuff has been hitting. Including the new Japan Historic set has been hitting, which I picked up a set of this. I did a video on these already, so I did a video on those. And then we got the Matchbox Globe Travelers series is also hitting Walmarts. Picked up a set of those, did a video on those already this last week. Another series that was hitting was the Camaros series, the 50 Years of Hot Wheels, and I guess 50 Years of Camaro series. Pretty cool series. I only found one set of these. I did pick it up. I picked it up from my buddy Angel. I still may do a video on that. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do a video on that entire series or not. What else hit this week? A couple cases. I think actually a case of Auto World hit. There was no Ultra Red in it, but I did get to open one of those. The new Street Freaks hit. Johnny Lightning, which I'll show you those in just a second, and the Matchbox Trucks series, the Chevy Truck series also hit, which I didn't pick up any of those because there wasn't a full set there, and I'm going to wait till I find a full set, and I'll pick up a full set. And then Basic Hot Wheels also got stocked, and I think even some M2 hit this week, so a lot of stuff hit stores. So it was a fun week to go hunting. So that was pretty cool. It was also a fun week for mail. I got a couple of things in the mail. I got 3 of these Batmobiles, these holiday bats. 2 of them are pretty low numbers. One of them is 294 and the other one is 292. 2 out of the 3 of these are already spoken for, so those are gone. One of them's going to my buddy Jeremy Bolter. Another one's going to another buddy of mine. And then one, I think I'm keeping it. I don't know for sure yet, so I'm not going to crack it in the second half. I will show you one of these close up. They are beautiful, but not going to open it yet because I just don't know if it's going to stay in my collection or not. So there is that. Oh yeah, so sticking with that, there was mail. Let's see, more mail that I got. I got before we get into the Johnny Lightning stuff. I got some mail. This is from eBay. This is a Lamborghini Countach Kyosho, and is pretty sweet. We will definitely take that off of the base and take a close look at that in the second half of the video. But this thing is beautiful. It's definitely awesome. This was available in 3 different colors. This is the blue one with gold rims. There's a black one with gold rims and a red one. I want them all, especially that black one with gold rims. I think that would be pretty sick to have. So there's that. As you know, I'm kind of casually getting into Kyosho a little bit more, just picking up a piece here and there, just being patient with eBay, throwing some low ball bids out there, kind of just hunting them down like that. And if I win, I win, and if I don't, I don't. So it's kind of casually going after that stuff. Now, more stuff in the mail that I got. I got a box from @HeavyMetal164 or HeavyMetal164 Travis on YouTube and Instagram. You guys probably all know who that is. And you know, getting mail from him is never a bad thing. Basically, I purchased 2 cars from him, and then he threw in a couple of extras. One of the cars I purchased is this guy right here. This Cadillac Eldorado Ultra Red. This is from Premium Release 3, so it was the first time that this casting was ever released. So this is the Ultra Red for that. So now that I have this car, I actually have this casting complete. I got a version of every one. 3 of them, however, are still carded. And here's the 3 that are still carded. We are going to crack all 3 of these in the second half of the video, and then we'll look at the other 2 I already have loose. So we'll see the whole, all 6 cars that exist of variations of this casting so far from Auto World. So it came out in Premium Release 3, and then it also came out in, 2017 Release 2. So we'll take a look at all those caddies, so that'll be pretty sweet. So I'm really glad to check this one off the list. This is not an easy one to find, and he sold it to me and gave me a pretty smoking deal on it. So I really appreciate that, Travis. And then another vehicle that he gave me a smoking hot deal on is this right here. This is the Trans Am from Greenlight Hollywood series. It looks kind of like the Bandit one. It is not the Bandit one. This is from Kill Bill. And this is a full green body, green machine, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I don't even have the regular car. I don't have the regular black one to show you, which is definitely on my list to pick up. But I do have the green machine, thanks to Travis, and we're definitely going to take a look at that close up in the second half of the video. And then he threw in some extras. One of the extras he threw in was Car. That's pretty cool. I have Kit. This is a re-release of Car. So I think these just came out or something. I'm not even really sure, but I haven't seen them hit. Copyright date on this is 2016. I haven't seen these hit my Walmart at all, so I don't really know what the deal is with them. I know the Simpsons family car or whatever. I think it's Homer's car or whatever it is. That car has been hitting in a retro entertainment some Walmarts, and that doesn't hit my Walmart, but I think it hit a Walmart near me. Anyway, I didn't pick it up, and I don't really know if I'm going to, but. Glad to have that, so we're going to crack that, take a look at that in the second half. Might as well compare it to Kit, which I think they're basically identical with the exception of the bottom half of the car's silver on this one and instead of all black. So there is that. And then he gave me two other extras here, this School of Heavy Metal, Demolition Derby, Johnny Lightning. This is pretty sweet. I do already have this one. So I'm not going to crack this one. So this is an extra. So if anybody's really in need of that, let me know. And maybe we can do something. And then he gave me a green light. This is a Denver Police, Denver, Colorado, 2016 Ford Police Interceptor Utility. And I don't have any of this particular Hot Pursuit casting or any of this Ford casting in my collection at all. I think I did have a diorama, a raw of one at one time, and then I had sold that, I think to Travis, actually. So now I've got a Greenlight casting in my collection that I didn't have previous, so I will be opening that up and taking a look at that. And then that's it. So that the only thing that's left is the couple of other store finds here. The mainline Hot Wheels, no Super in the cases that I saw. I think I saw 3 cases, and there was no Super in them. I did pick up these two because I did not have them yet. So these are 2 D-case Hot Wheels. You got that Volkswagen Golf and then the 69 Dodge Charger 500. So picked up those 2 because I didn't have them. We'll go ahead and open up those in the second half. And then that release of Johnny Lightning Street Freaks. And I picked up, so this is 2017, I think it's 2017 still. Yeah, 2017 Street Freaks Release 4. And I picked up everything except for the zingers. I don't really care for the zingers, so I didn't pick those up. And the zingers are the ones with the jacked up, back wheels, huge and whatever, if you're not familiar with them. But I did pick up the 81 Chevy Citation. I picked up the 71 Pontiac Firebird. And I picked up this Pontiac Catalina. It looks awesome in the blacked out series. And then I also picked up the Dodge Ram 1500. And we are going to crack all 4 of these in the second half. Oddly enough, this series is limited to 2,500. Okay? But this card, this Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, says it's limited to one of 1,256. Which makes, I don't think, any sense to me. Because if they're going to put out, 2,500 cases, let's say, of this, and they're saying that this is going to be in only half the cases, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. So I'm just wondering if this is some sort of package design oversight, or if this is really, if these Firebirds are really more limited than the other ones. So I'm going to have to get in contact with somebody and see if I can find out that information for you. But either way, we're going to open up all those. So that is going to be it. So we're going to open up some Johnny Lightning. We're going to open up some Cadillacs and stuff and take a look at some other stuff close up. So per usual, let's flip the camera around and get to it. Alright, let's start by taking a quick look at this beautiful RLC Club exclusive classic TV series Batmobile Holiday Edition. And this thing does look sweet. The green looks awesome. The car looks like, obviously it was like chromed and then it was painted with a translucent color per usual for these RLC cars. Got a red base. Tampos on it look great. There's no flaws that I can see in any of the 3 cars that I got. And I looked them over pretty good here. And just looks really, really nice, as of course it should. This was $20 plus shipping. So there's the number on this one, $292. Like I said, I got a $292, a $294, and then one that was in the 2000s. So this one I'm either going to keep or I'm going to trade or sell. I'm not really sure yet. But for now, it's just going to stay carded. It's going to go back in its Protecto and probably just hang on the wall for a little while. So that's where that is going to go. But anyway, just wanted to show you that close up. Sorry, I'm not going to crack it right now, but you should get an idea of how amazing it looks through this blister. It just looks great. So there is that. So very happy to have gotten those. I think it's pretty awesome. Next up, let's just take a quick look at Kit and Car. So here's Kit. So this is Kit from the Retro Entertainment release. This is not the original release of this either, which, you know, the original one I think goes for a lot more money or whatever. This one you could find pretty easily. And then when it was out, and then here's Car. So we're going to go ahead and just crack him open. And Car is that guy right there. So what are the differences? There really isn't much. You got the silver on the bottom, and it looks like that is about it. I think Car was supposed to have a different color little scanner thing in the front. I think he's supposed to be like a yellow or orange. Per what the package looks like there. And I don't think they really did that here. It does look a little bit more orange, I guess, than this one does. But yeah, so there is Car, and there is Kit. So pretty neat. So if you're not familiar with the show, Car, I believe, was an evil clone, basically, of Kit. So he was the evil version of Kit. So there is those two cars. Next up, real quick, let's just get through these two mainline Hot Wheels. 69 Dodge Charger 500. We'll free the piece on that one. Open her up. So there it is. Looks pretty nice for $1. And then this Volkswagen Golf MK2 Mark II. Go ahead and open that one up. And there's that one. This is a nice casting of the Golf, I think. It looks pretty good. Don't know if I really dig the orange color on it, but you know, whatever. They're dollar little cars, so I think it looks alright. So there is that. So there's two mainline Hot Wheels for you. Next thing we should take a look at quick, we're going to do these Cadillacs. Alright, so this is from Release 3, Premium Release 3, this Caddy right here. I don't recall if this was set A or B, and they used to not put that on the package, so it's kind of hard to tell. But Premium Release 3, I think that was set B. I want to say it was set B. I could be totally wrong, though. It could be set A, and really, it doesn't really make a difference, because now I have all of them. So here is it in this nice color blue. Here is the other color it was released in that same year. So here's your set, either A or B, 2000. Or sorry, there's no year attached to these. I think these came out. Copyright date on them. Actually, there's a manufacturer date on the bottom too. We might be able to look at. 2014, I think, is the date they were made. But anyway, here is it's kind of a copper color. Looks pretty good. So now we got that freed. That's going to go into the Carney case. So there is that. So yeah, so this is the 1967 Cadillac Eldorado. And then here is the Ultra Red that I just got from Travis, which, by the way, I got this blue car from Travis as well. And I also have another car coming from him. And then I've got a car coming from my buddy Angel. And then after I get those two mainline cars that I'm getting from those two guys, I will be one car, one regular casting, not including Ultra Reds, one regular car away from having every Auto World regular release. So I'm pretty excited about that. When that does happen, I definitely am going to do a special, I think, or some sort of video where I will walk you through every regular casting. It probably will be a long one, but, you know, whatever. It would be fun for me to do it, and I probably will do it. So there is that. So here is the Cadillac Eldorado Ultra Red from this release, from these three cars. And then this casting was done again for 2017. The version A is this one right here, this cream color. We're going to go ahead and open that up. that guy. Take a quick look at that. And it's kind of an off-white. It's kind of a beigeish. It's not really a stark white color. More of a cream color car. And it looks really nice, as usual. The hoods do open on these, but they don't open very far. At least not without like forcing it. And I really don't want to force it on these cars. So, especially now. Because, I mean, in these ones are hard to find. All three of those are not easy ones to get these days. You might be able to still get this one pretty cheap, and this one does have a little bit of a paint flaw here in the back. Looks like just some extra paint here. I don't know if after I rub that off it's going to be okay, but that's unfortunate. And I think this is the only one of this one I have, so I might have to get another one of this one if it's really that screwed up. Oh, it's actually not bad. Okay. Not too bad. Alright, so there is that. Occasionally you will get some paint flaws with AutoWorld as you do with any other brand. Their quality control is very good, but I have to be honest and say that with the newer releases, I have seen more issues with the newer releases. And it just seems like that's the way it goes with these diecast companies. They start out with really good intentions, and then sometimes it starts to go by the wayside a little bit. But I do love AutoWorld. AutoWorld is my favorite brand. And this car is a really cool casting from them. So there is that, and then this one's really nice. This is the black version. So this was set B for 2017 Premium Release 2. And this one's definitely my favorite regular version. I love black AutoWorld cars. They do them very, very well. The paint looks fantastic on this one. There's really no flaws on it. I do have a backup of this one in case I ever screw up this one when taking pictures or something. So I do have one of these in my little diecast vault. So there's that. And then we got the ultra red of that one, which is this guy right here. And I think my buddy Crazy Todd found this one and then sold it to me cheap. So I think he found this on the pegs and then hooked me up with it, because he is a good guy and he knows, you know, I'm head over heels for AutoWorld. So he does pick me up. When he finds an ultra red, typically he does give me dibs on it. I know it's probably hard for him to do that sometimes because he finds some pretty cool ones, but he does hook me up. So here is this ultra red. Now what we're going to find out is, what is the difference between this ultra red and this ultra red? Well, right off the bat, and you probably aren't going to be able to tell on camera, the hue of the red is different. It is a little different. I don't know how to explain it really, but it's definitely not the same color. Like this one is like brighter, and I want to say almost more, I don't know how to explain it, almost more of a like a pinkish hue is in there than this one. I don't know if that's just a variation in the ultra red paint, but these are definitely slightly a different color. In addition to that, the grills are a little different. This one doesn't have as much black filling in here, and which is interesting because, okay, so that matches the white car. The white car does not have as much black in the grill. The black car does have all the black detail on the grill, but the white one, for whatever reason, does not. The other difference is the license plate. This one says 67 Caddy. This other one says Legendary. So there is that. And I don't know if you can see the difference in paint there at all, if that's going to translate on camera. But in person, it's definitely visible that there is a difference in the color. It's pretty close to the same color, but there is definitely a difference. This one's got like more, I don't know, of a pinkish look to it than this ultra red. I have to say the original one does look better. It is definitely better. And then, of course, on the bottom is another way you can tell the difference because their production dates are going to be different. This one is produced in March 2017, and this one was produced in July of 2014. So there is that. All right, so there are your 6 Cadillacs. So thanks for hanging out for that one. And then sticking with mail from Heavy Metal 164. Here is this sweet Trans Am Green Machine. I love green body green machines. Green body green machines are really cool. I don't really dig green machines that are just a green base, green wheels and stuff like that. I don't really care for it. I like when they do green body green machines because it's just like a color variation for the casting, and I just think, you know, some of them really look fantastic. Like this with the green and gold just looks great, you know. I really, really like it. So I thank you, Travis, for offering this one up to me. I really appreciate it. I know when it came down to shipping it, you didn't really want to, but I really appreciate you hooking me up with this one. It's a really sweet car. I was really glad to have it in my collection. All right, so then real quick before we get to, I think the last thing we'll look at is Johnny Lightning's, the Street Freaks. So let's just take a look at this Lamborghini Countach. This is a Kyosho, and this thing, like all Kyoshos, is pretty amazing. It's super detailed, like down to the little Lambo logo right there on the hood. That thing is tiny. It's got lens detail, so lensed headlights, lensed taillights. The base on this one is actually fairly detailed, which is abnormal for Kyosho. Usually they don't have a lot of detail on the bases, is what I'm finding. But this one actually has some detail on it, and I think it looks pretty good. I think this thing looks pretty good. So there is that, and then finally, let's take a quick look at some Johnny Lightning. I'm just going to pause the video for a sec. Okay, so we have 4 Johnny Lightning cars to take a quick look at here. Let's start with this 1996 Dodge Ram 1500. This is a project in progress car, right there, 1996. It is in the primer gray. Someday I'll paint it, in quotation marks, which is kind of funny. So there is that. You can read the little freak facts there. So there is that. And then for 2017, one of 2,500. Project in progress. Pretty neat. Here's a quick look at the back of the car to these. Not much to look at there. But yeah, so I dig the Street Freak series. It's kind of funny that this is the series that Walmart is sticking with and carrying. You don't see the Muscle series or the Classic Gold series there anymore. All you see is Street Freaks, which is all right. I mean, they're definitely selling. At least they are in my area. So there is that casting, and this is pretty awesome right off the bat. This is definitely a casting from Johnny Lightning that I do not have any of. It's got an opening hood that opens easily. The motor is cast in. It's part of the mold. One cool thing about it is that, you know, the hood lifts up. It's got that piece, and then you can see the radiator right there. So that is pretty awesome. Let's see here. Hood shuts good. Actually, like clicks shut, which is interesting. So there is that. It kind of like moves almost forward and backward. I wonder if that's just the design to get it to shut tight. Either way, it's pretty cool. So there is that. You got Ram up here. Pretty sweet casting. It's on rubber tires with tread. Some nice detail all around in primer. When I do see the version B of this, I likely will pick that one up as well. I think this is just a really cool casting. It's a long truck. It's got a nice stance on it that's kind of like partially lifted. You got the little step bars there. Looks really, really cool. I dig it. I think it's pretty awesome. Definitely not to scale like Greenlight vehicles would be and their larger trucks, but at least it is quite a larger casting, so it will look pretty good up against a regular Johnny Lightning car. So that is pretty sweet. So that is cool. So we'll take a look at that, and then let's see here. Let's do this one. This is the Citation, 81 Chevy Citation in the custom derby blue and white. There's your freak facts there. Pretty sweet. And then this one, of course, limited to 2,500. Cited again. So Demolition Derby series. Definitely a cool series of cars from Johnny Lightning. And I do like the Street Freak series that they do have little sub-series in here, like the spoilers, the Demolition Derby, the projects in progress, the zingers I could really live without. I don't really care for the zingers too much, but it's kind of nice that they don't put out 6 great cars in every series, otherwise collecting them would get expensive, you know. So there is that. Cited again. Got me. What does that say there? Speeding, hit and run, failure to signal, broken headlight. all checked off. South Bend Motor Speedway, 25698 State Road 2. So lots of detail on this car. Can't win. Fined. That's what it has on the license plate. What does it say here on the bumper? No warning, no brake. So yeah, really cool that they threw all that detail in there. I think the hood should open on this one because I do have another version of the Citation that I just got. I think last week I showed it. And yeah, the hood does open. The engine is a separate piece. The hood snaps back shut, which is kind of cool. 50 got my number. That's pretty cool. So really neat car. So I will definitely pick this up in the other color variation of it. I think it's like yellow. It's a lot more wilder colors in this. And then the tires, even, you got like a white line tire, black line tire, and then they're flipped on that side. So just a really cool amount of detail in this little car, and a neat Johnny Lightning. I really do like what Round 2 is doing with Johnny Lightning stuff. I mean, they're taking, the best of what Johnny Lightning kind of did in the past and sort of repeating it or whatever, but they're looking pretty good. So here is this one in Regent Black, this Pontiac Catalina. This is in the blacked out series. This is a gloss black car. And I believe if they're doing it like they did the other ones, the set B of this will probably be in a matte black. I don't know if I'll pick that one up or not. I actually like the way they do the gloss black. I think it looks pretty awesome. And I like the wheels on this car. I think look really nice. I almost didn't pick this one up, but then I just couldn't leave it behind. I'm trying not to spend nearly as much money this year as I did last year on Diecast, but it is, it's a challenge when you see some really cool stuff that you just can't leave behind. And this is just one of those cars. I don't collect all Pontiacs. I love the Firebird and I like the GTOs and stuff. But this car is really cool. I do have another Johnny Lightning of this car. That looks awesome, but I should have brought it up for this video, but it looks completely different than this. Just because of how they executed this car in black, and the details are phenomenal. It says Pontiac in there. It says Black Cat on the license plate. Of course, that hood opens to reveal that motor on the inside, and just a fantastic job on this one. Wheel choice is great. Red interior. It looks really, really good. Red line wheels, red interior. I think it looks fantastic. So had to pick this one up. Could not leave it behind. So there is that guy. And then finally, of course I had to get this one. It's a Firebird, and I'm a Firebird collector. This is in the Spoilers sub-series. And so for some reason it says it's limited to 1256. I don't believe it. I think it's probably limited to 2500 like the rest of the series. But interesting. So we'll go ahead and pull this one out. Now, this casting, I noticed, I picked up 2 of these, actually, okay? And one of the ones I picked up, I don't have it in front of me to show you, but I might take it back to Walmart because, the only reason why is because there's some weird crap going on with the fender. And actually, now that I look at this one, yeah, this one, it's not quite as weird as that other one. I think this tooling is seeing end of life. And the reason why I say that is because I've got some older Johnny Lightning versions of this tooling, this exact tooling, and there's no fender issues. And I know they didn't just redo the tool; they're using old tools, right? At least I think they are. And the back fender on the other one that I picked up is really just weird and messed up. Almost like the metal gets so thin there that I don't know how to explain it, but there's just almost like a little piece missing out of that fender. So anyway, that one might go back. I wish I would have just kept it down here to show you on camera what the issue was. But if you look this car up on eBay, and this is another one that's got a weird base issue too, where it seems like it just sits crooked. You can see it in the front there, so that's kind of unfortunate. So I don't know. I think this tooling is just seeing the end of its days. And I don't know if they should have used it. And maybe that's the only reason why it is limited to 1256. So maybe this one is actually limited. And I don't know what they're going to do case-wise, if they're going to double up another car in the case, randomly, to make it even out. I have no idea. I have no idea how that works or if that's even possible. But either way, I'm glad to add this Firebird to the collection. So you just got to look out for it when you see this one, though. You want to get a good one. And I thought I got a good one here, but again, it's leaning to the side. So that is kind of weird. It's not something you normally see from a lot of Johnny Lightnings. You see it with Greenlight quite a bit, this lean. You don't really see it with Autoworld too often. When Autoworld has base issues, usually it's like one of the rivets isn't screwed or pushed down all the way, so the base almost like is popped up like in the front or in the back. That's typically what you'd see as an issue with the Autoworld stuff. But this one's got that crooked kind of lean to it. I don't know how that happens, but it does have it on this car. So the B release of this car is blue, and when I find it, I definitely will get it. Another great thing about this series is I think everything except for the Zingers has rubber tires, which is not true of the newest Muscle series. Most all of those had plastic tires. I showed you some of those cars, I think, in the last video or the video before. So not that that's a huge deal. They do a pretty good job of making their plastic tires look good, but definitely would prefer having rubber tires on the cars. So there is that. All right, so that's going to be it for this week. Managed to stretch this one out long enough, and I really appreciate you guys watching as usual. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe button, all that good stuff, and watch some more videos. I appreciate it. And so thank you guys very much, and you have a good week. Hope you find some cool stuff.